The student is using a red-green-blue LED to cycle a fade between red and blue. This is what is expected of the RGB. But the student brought this, which did not light at all. Here's the code. Pause and see if you can find the mistakes. The power is disconnected and rails are fine. This potentiometer only compensates for the video camera. There will never be a mistake with this pot. The student has confusion over the use of current limiting resistors. There should be none between the pins and the RGB, but do include one between the RGB cathode and ground. This is correct. Before we leave, note that the RGB is using pins 9, 10, 11. In software, first check the pins. The names are okay, but the pin mode sets the lower half of pins, not the 3 of interest. The loop to go from blue to red has a step of 0, which would cause an infinite loop. It needs to be incremented by 1 in each loop. Last, the loop to go from red to blue is missing a closing brace. To summarize the solution in hardware, we now have the single current limiting resistor on the cathode. In code, we're setting the mode of the proper pins and closing the loop with a brace. Most important, we now are actually changing the counter in each loop. In the complete version of this episode, we look at some common mistakes with the analog right argument to set the brightness. And there's the master's challenge. Here's a tip. It's easy to confuse the legs on an RGB LED, especially if they're cut short. I like to put a permanent marker line along one side of the rim so it's easy to see the orientation. And when preparing a 4-leg LED, be sure to bend the leads at a point a little lower than the case. Bending directly at the case causes failure more frequently.